Recording. Hi, everyone. It's BJ Roach from the UMaine Career Center. I'm here today with Kathryn Rossignol from the UMaine Grad School. I'd like to say that I have three main questions for you, but I probably have many, many more as things are changing and evolving. And I think this is a really great topic for not only our students, but also for our alumni out there who might be thinking, that maybe grad school is a really great option right now. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah, so our first question is, can you just give us an overview of the UMaine Grad School? So the programs that you offer, the different options, whether it's online or in person, and just some general information.
Sure. So we have over 100 graduate programs ranging from animal science to marine biology to MBA, social work, professional programs in marine biology, bioinformatics, a whole array of programs and interests that I'm sure there's even something for people to individually create as well in our interdisciplinary master's and PhD programs. And all right now are currently blended. So it's a great time to come online and join us.
Great. So students could take classes online when in person is an option. Again, of course, they can do that. So just a quick follow up to that. Are there any changes that have happened at the grad school with everything that's going on with COVID-19?
The biggest change is that we're all working remotely right now, so I am at home. But for the most part, we all are accessible, and the GREs, the TOEFL exams, have been moved online, which is really nice for students to be able to access these important tests to do at their own time and their own leisure. And most programs are being pretty lenient on that requirement in the application, knowing that there's this new hurdle to overcome, finding the time to have and devote to that test taking. So everyone's trying to be super flexible, which is really nice during this time.
Great. So, if a student were interested in a graduate program at the University of Maine, or again, an alum who is interested, what would be the steps that they would take?
I would always direct people to check out our website, which is umaine.edu/graduate. So it has our complete list of programs and our online application. And so the best way is just to explore the application. You can talk to me. Fiona Libby is our director of recruitment, and Jason Elmer is another great person to contact as well. And we can help discuss options and how to apply. And if you have any questions about funding, tuition, anything like that. So we're always happy and accessible to talk to potential new students or students who are wanting to make a career change. Now is a great time to explore that.
Great. So, getting some information, it sounds like your website is a really great place to look, and reaching out to one of you all would be helpful. What about students who are wondering, what type of program is right for them? What would you recommend?
Well, I'd recommend them talking to the Career Center to help explore some career options. And also with any one of us, we're happy to talk about your interests and your likes and maybe what your desired end degree looks like for you and what you want to do. I always say I'm still looking to search for what I want to do when I grow up. So we can always help people figure out a pathway. We also have like a non-degree option, which is low risk. You can just take classes and explore the options and see what you may like and what you might not like, and it gives you the opportunity to test the waters and to see how grad school is before investing in a program.
Great. Can you talk a little bit about deadlines? This is way more than three questions.
Sure. So deadlines typically have come and gone, and January 15th tends to be our big deadline, but
Okay.
there are programs that are still looking to grow. And so now is a great time to apply. It's never too late for most programs. The MBA is our #1 growing program, and that is online. And it also spans 2 campuses. So it's both at UMaine Orono and the USM campus. And so there's a lot more flexibility of access to the policy school down there, the law school, and doing a great combination for an MBA concentration.
Great. So if a student is interested and they feel like the deadline for that program has passed, they should still reach out.
Oh,
To
definitely.
the grad school. Okay. One misconception that I see that's out there with students, kind of a myth that we try to bust in the Career Center, is that your graduate degree needs to match your undergrad degree. For example, if you want to get a master's degree in a certain discipline, you have to have had the same as your undergrad. Can you talk a little bit about that and why that's not always the case?
Yeah, absolutely. So you don't have to have your master's degree match your undergrad degree. For me personally, I have my undergrad from UMaine in history, but I have an MBA for my master's. And so it really just whatever you need to make yourself more marketable, there is a way to make it happen. You might have to take a couple classes if you didn't have a background, and that's completely included in the program for you.
Great. Yeah, my undergrad degree is in exercise science and my master's is in counseling. So I think it's important for students to know that you certainly can mix and match your master's and your undergrad. Can you talk a little bit, maybe for our alum out there, about what do you see as far as employers funding graduate school? So I know that some of our alum, many of our alum are working full time, and they might have a tuition reimbursement program that maybe they don't know about. Can you talk a little bit about how that typically works?
Yeah, sure. So hopefully, most people who are working do get a tuition reimbursement as a benefit for their job. Like us at UMaine, we definitely have that as a potential. And you can be part-time or full-time. So the one big thing about grad school that's different is that 6 credits or 2 classes is considered full-time. Um, Unlike having like 4 or 5 classes as an undergrad, you only need 2. And typically 1 class is considered part-time and you can just do 1 class in an academic year. So you don't have to do it every semester all the time. So if you know that your workflow is busier one time versus another, you can arrange the best time to take a class. Um, and I sort of forgot the first part of the question.
Yeah, so do you have, typically, do you have a lot of students who do employer reimbursement for their tuition? Is that a common way to go to grad school, I guess?
Yes. So for people who are working and going back to school, yes, the reimbursement is the way to go. So a lot of our like teachers and educators in public education come back to school and get their MED or PhD in ed leadership and other areas, and it's all paid for by school. The bursar's office does have like a third-party billing, so that way your bill doesn't accrue any late fees, and they know that all that's coming. Same with hospitals. I know nurses can go back to get an MBA, which is great now that they have a lot of time right now. But that is all but a possibility, and a lot of people do it. So a traditional student um, who is in grad school full-time are eligible for assistantships. So that's another way that students pay for their education. So they get 9 credits of paid tuition, a monthly stipend for 20 hours a week of work, and half their health insurance if they need it. So, and there's over 600 plus opportunities on campus for students to get assistantships in either graduate administration offices or through research assistantships and grants, or even through like teaching assistantships.
Absolutely. And for people out there who are interested in those opportunities, certainly check your CareerLink account. If you don't have a CareerLink account, you can sign up for one as a student or alumni, and you can also check in with the grad school. I know that from time to time, you all will have a list on your page of open assistantships. So those are great places to start. Also, if you know of a place on campus that hires grad assistants, it never hurts to reach out and make an inquiry. Things change rapidly day to day, and it just never hurts to make that connection. That's a good way to pay for grad school.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your day today? So, what is it that you typically do at the grad school? As a career counselor, I always love to know what people do every day on the job.
Yeah, so I do a whole variety of different things for the grad school. One thing is I do talk to students, potential students, to talk about what they want to do and apply to grad school. I also primarily focus on the current students and keeping them, making sure that they're successful, they have resources, direct them to people they might need to be connected to. Um, I also do all of the graduation paperwork. I plan commencement, the graduate commencement. And as part of that, I do all of the thesis and dissertation formatting and publishing that happens every semester. And what else do I do? Programs of study. I do a lot of mediation between either students with advisors, peers, or others at times if they need it. Um, I'm just a great place to come vent to if you need to. And I think that's about it. I do much more, but
Yeah, so a lot of student services for grad
yeah,
students, it sounds like.
yeah. And professional development events. So I do a lot of partnering with the Career Center to do what they do, and with the library and student life, and just trying to make sure that students are well-rounded.
Yeah, absolutely. So in summary, I would say to students, alumni, prospective graduate students, if you're interested in the UMaine Grad School, you can certainly reach out to them directly. You can reach out to the Career Center if you're kind of wondering what it is that you might want to study and how those degrees connect to careers. If you're interested in graduate assistantships, you can certainly check CareerLink and the UMaine Grad School website. If you're worried that the deadline has passed, it sounds like the best advice that we're giving is to reach out because you never know.
Right. It never hurts to ask questions.
Wonderful. So one question just for fun. We have a couple minutes left here. What is the best kind of COVID-19 memory that you've made so far? So we're all working really unconventionally. I'm home with a husband and 3 kids, and we've done some crazy stuff and had some interesting days. Do you have something so far that sticks out for you?
Um, I am also home with 2 kids and my husband.
Yeah.
I'm also a crazy chicken lady. So I have 19 chickens that lay eggs. So I'm always the crazy egg. I call them egg drops. So I have people come to my house to buy eggs, and so we have a very creative way to do that. So it's always fun and exciting. Of looking down the driveway. Oh, they're here. Oh, they're in the garage. Oh, there they go. So that's really our crazy memory, is just trying to get by day, getting outside. I live in a rural area anyway, so for us, it's just more like seeing the wildlife. The eagles are out right now on the river, so it's really nice just to see the different things day to day that happen out here.
Oh, that sounds like a really fun environment to be in if you have to be cooped up. We've been doing a lot of cooking and playing a lot of games in our house. Trying to all have our separate spaces to work in has been interesting. I have 3 different kids in 3 different schools, and so just trying to coordinate all of that has been fun, but certainly making a lot of memories. So thank you so much for all of this information about the grad school. Again, students, alumni, partners, reach out if you have any questions. Check out these grad programs. It can be a great way to advance your career or even launch a new career and go in a different direction. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. This has been great.
Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.